Hello everyone, I'm Robert Wenzel. Welcome to Robert Wenzel Talks Economics. The topic today is how to be a great entrepreneurial gift giver. Well, it's that time of year when we start thinking about what kind of gifts we should buy people that are close to us, what we should get people that are our business partners, and what we should get people who are people we interact with on a fairly regular basis. And no doubt about it, there's going to be economists that will come out and say, this gift giving is a bad idea. It's a negative waste to the economy. We buy things for $50 and give them to people who only value them for $40, and it's a terrible idea. Well, I'm going to argue differently. First of all, I want to make the case that on a major macro level, we're doing something really big here. We're sort of celebrating civilization and culture. You know, first of all, we've got Christmas is, of course, the religious holiday with celebrating the birth of Christ, who for Christians is the Savior, and so it's a dramatic period. But it's something similar on the secular front when we're talking about exchanging gifts with people that are special to us, that we're doing business with, that we interact regularly. We're celebrating civility. We're celebrating a culture that respects peace and goodwill toward men. Thomas Hobbes, the philosopher, wrote that a period of war is a period that is nasty, brutish, and short. What we're celebrating is the opposite of that. We're exchanging with people. We're not attempting to battle people and steal and take, and we're allowing people to be creative where they want, and we exchange. And what we do at Christmas is we're acknowledging to other people that, hey, you're important in my civil life. You're important in my cultural life. I want you to recognize, I'm signaling to you that you're valuable. Either you're a close special friend, family member, business acquaintance, someone you interact with regularly. It's a big deal. The opposite is horrific. Here's Hobbes. Whatsoever therefore is consequent to a time of war, where every man is enemy to every man, the same is conquest to the time wherein men live without other security than with their own strength, and their own invention shall furnish them withal. In such condition there is no place for industry, because the fruit thereof is uncertain, and consequently no culture of the earth, no navigation, no use of commodities that may be imported by seas, no commodities building, no instruments of moving, and removing such things as require much force, no knowledge of the face of the earth, no account of time, no arts, no letters, no society, and which is worse of all, continual fear and danger of violent death, and the life of man solitary, poor, nasty, and brutish. So we're celebrating civilization here versus the savage life. We're acknowledging people that are important to us. And that's what the gift giving is all about. Now, as far as the specifics of the gift, economists ignore something else. And that's when they sort of attack this idea that gift giving is kind of a bad idea because we're going to buy something at $50 and the other person is going to value it at $40. There's also an entrepreneurial aspect to gift giving. And what I mean there is if we can really sort of introduce people that we're giving a gift to something that they're not aware of that we think might be valuable for them, that's expanding their world. It recognizes the fact that all our knowledge is limited. Not everyone knows everything about everything in the world. And we may know some little sliver of something that someone else might enjoy. And if we give the right gift, we can introduce them to that. That's what a great entrepreneurial gift giver is about. Now, this is easy for children. I can remember when I was a little boy and my mother got me a chemistry set and I poured 2 liquids together and smoke came out, and then I poured a yellow liquid and a green liquid and it turned blue. And this was opening my world. I could see how liquids were doing things. It was fun. It was absolutely magnificent. Now, when we're older, it may be a little more difficult, but not completely. If we really think, if we really understand a person, we might be able to get it. If we know someone that appreciates a certain style of art, but we also know he doesn't is not familiar with a particular artist, we may buy him one of those big art books that has all the art of this people. So we're expanding the world. There's knowledge we have that he doesn't have. So we're giving him a gift that is really something that you could only give in a society that's civil and not a barbaric, savage world. So it's a celebration that they're important to us, and we're trying to expand that world. Somebody else might like a certain kind of restaurant, and we're aware of a restaurant that we think they might like, but we know they're not aware of. A gift certificate to that restaurant might be important. So it's not at all a case of just giving a gift where someone values. What you're trying to do is introduce a person to something beyond what they already know. Now, there are cases when it's going to not work. Our grandmother may give us a sweater that is absolutely the most ugly sweater in the world. You wouldn't even wear it to a Donald Trump rally. But that's where the phrase, it's the thought that comes in. Not everybody's going to be a good entrepreneurial gift giver. But if you are a good entrepreneurial gift giver, your gifts could last a long time. I've got here, this is something I would have never bought for myself. I was probably only a little bit aware of it. But Chris Rossini, who at the time was working for me regularly, bought this for me. This is a statue of Murray Rothbard. I think it's really cool. I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. And it's all because of Chris Rossini getting me this. So if you really are a good entrepreneurial gift giver, you can do things that people will remember and have them with them for a very, very long time. Now, sometimes there'll be cases where we don't know what someone wants, or actually money may be the most important thing. If there's a student going to college and we know he doesn't have much money, maybe money's the best thing to give to him. Same thing with the doorman. We may not know a lot about a doorman at our building, but cash is always going to work in a situation like that. It's not a negative to give cash to someone that you don't know very well. If it's someone you know very well, you want to really dig in and do that entrepreneurial spirit thing. But if you just want to recognize someone and celebrate the fact that they're somehow important in your life, in the civil life we live, versus the short, brutish, nasty thing, then money is not a problem with people we don't know very well. Another thing we can do is I carry around Christmas time, I get maybe 25 lotto coupons, $2, $50. And if there's someone I run into where I don't really know them, but they do something nice for me, or I just have a short interaction with them, I give them a lotto ticket. Everybody's willing, everybody's happy to get the chance to win $1 million. But the key is you're doing something here to celebrate the division of labor, the human willingness to exchange versus the battle and the savagery. This is an important period of time. It's recognizing civility, the civil nature of our current society. And to the degree we can really introduce someone to something that they might like, that they weren't aware of otherwise, the better it is. It could be a memory that lasts a very, very long time. So that's the key. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men, and you recognize that through gifts. Thanks for listening. Have a Merry Christmas.